Am I the a-hole for not thinking to take my girlfriend's daughter to a World Cup game? My girlfriend, 39 female, and I, 37 male, have been together a little over 3 years. We don't live together. She has a 12-year-old daughter who is really into soccer. I recently won 2 tickets to a World Cup game. I was excited, but also not even sure if I could go. It's on a work day during a busy work week for me, and the game starts around 6. I probably wouldn't get off work until around 4, so it will be a lot to make happen. When I told my girlfriend about the tickets, she got upset that her daughter wasn't the first person I thought of taking. My first thought, if I went, was probably taking my best friend Mark, not because I don't care about her daughter, but because going with a friend just sounded easier and more enjoyable. A World Cup game is going to be insanely crowded, loud, busy, and probably stressful to get in and out of. Taking a 12-year-old who isn't my daughter feels like a very different kind of responsibility. I did think about the possibility of taking her, but then I started thinking about the logistics and whether I'd actually enjoy the night or just feel responsible the whole time. My girlfriend offered to buy the tickets, but I don't really think the money is the issue. When I tried explaining that, I thought about it, but was all worried about the logistics. She said something like, I want to believe that, but if you go with Mark, that erases all of that. I get that her daughter loves soccer, but I also feel like since I won the tickets, I and haven't promised them to anyone and may not even be able to go, it shouldn't automatically be wrong for me to take my friend instead. Am I the a hole? Am I the a hole for signing my girlfriend up to a Family World Cup sweepstake without her approval? Every year, the FIFA World Cup tournament is running. As a family, we have done a sweepstake. Everyone puts in £5, and depending on the number of family members participating, you each get assigned a number of teams that are playing. As the tournament plays out, family members are kicked out until the final match. Winner gets two-thirds of the prize pot. Runner-up gets a third. It's not complicated and it's never a lot of money. It's mostly done for my football-loving dad and brothers. Just a bit of fun with no stipulations or expectations. Don't even have to watch any of the football games, and I certainly don't. I've been with my girlfriend for under 2 years, and she's met all the family. Everyone gets on great, and there's never any drama with us as a couple until now. This year, my youngest brother is running the sweepstake. He managed to get 6 other family members to participate, so 7 players in total. Unfortunately, that would mean some players will be left with an extra team or some teams will be left out. Not ideal. 8 players would be better. I had originally asked my girlfriend at the start if she wanted to join, and she said no. She is trying to save money at the moment, and I understand that. However, I also wanted to help my brother out, who is absolutely loving running the sweepstake. He makes little videos of himself drawing team names from a hat, creates score charts. He gets deeply into it, and he really wanted 8 players for ease. So, and I will admit my fault here, I told my brother that my girlfriend was also joining the sweepstake without telling her. In my mind, I was just gonna put in £5 on her behalf, and if she won anything, it would just be bonus money for her. No harm, no foul. If you'll excuse the footy pun, boy was I wrong. I told her what I'd done, and if she'd like to know what the teams she'd got, and then she flat out refused to talk to me. Like I said at the start, there's no expectations on her whatsoever, and all I really wanted to do was make things a little easier for my brother. Definitely not the most dramatic story for this sub, but am I the a hole, people? Am I the a hole for telling my friend's sister there's a chance our country will never qualify for the World Cup? My friend, 20, and I, 20, took his sister, 7, to a sports store to pick up an early birthday present. I was looking at my club's merch, and my friend was looking at some national teams kits when she asked why he isn't supporting our country in the World Cup. My friend then told her we didn't qualify. She asked when the last time we qualified was. He and I looked at each other for a moment before I told her we've never qualified for it. She looked very disappointed and asked if I think we'll ever qualify. I said it could happen, but it's difficult. If only our football association Stop misappropriating training funds. My friend pulled me aside and saying there's no need to dampen her mood and depress her like that. Am I the a-hole? My dad, 54 male, is angry that I, 90 male, live in our old family home. My mum's side of the family is pretty wealthy, and when she and my dad got married, my grandparents agreed to help them out with the house. So my grandparents bought it and they charged my parents a small amount of rent every month. They lived there together for a decade, and I was born and spent most of my early years in the house. My mum died in that house, so it has a pretty important place for me and my dad too. When my dad moved on and wanted to move in his wife, then girlfriend, my grandparents told him they would not be okay with keeping things as they were. They told him they wanted me to have the house eventually, and him starting over with a new family there would complicate things. My dad was angry and asked why I would get the house instead of him. They said because I'm their only grandchild from my mother, and if he got it, he would split it between all his kids, and they were assuming he would have more. Me and my dad moved out, and he bought a house with his wife in the end. He has refused to speak or have contact with my grandparents since then. I never lost contact with them and have always felt very close to that side of my family. A few months ago, they signed over the ownership of the house to me, and I decided to move in and make it a DIY project. My boyfriend, 20 male, helps me with it, and he'll be moving in with me very soon. My dad knows where I live, and it has caused some tension between us. I've lost count on the amount of times he has tried to start with me because of this house. He feels betrayed, and I chose to accept that house. We don't agree on any of that because I understand my grandparents. My dad does not. He actually has more bitterness towards them now than when they told him his wife couldn't move in with us. For him, it's a thing of they were supposed to be his family too, and they should have been happy to have the whole family there. He also said it feels selfish to only care about biological family. Am I the a hole?